Hey everybody, this is Fariel, your US and Canadian immigration lawyer, bringing you the most up-to-date information on US and Canadian immigration law. I want you to stay tuned because I have some really exciting information regarding the Canadian Express entry draws. Okay, so we have all been waiting for this and anticipating this, but Canada has finally resumed the Federal Skilled Worker All Program Draws, and this happened on July 8th. Now, there's been a hiatus from the All Program Draws since March 4th, so that's approximately 4 months for this draw right now. Prior to this, Canada was still issuing invitations to apply, but they were restricting it to individuals in the Canadian experience class or those with a provincial nomination. And the reason for that is because candidates in the express entry pool who have Canadian experience, most of them are already in Canada. So Canada figured they don't have to deal with the travel restrictions, the Quarantine Act, and it would be much quicker. So they decided to hold experience class draws. Now, for provincial nomination, the reason why they were doing those draws is because that there is a provincial nomination allocation every year. And so with the mandate to bring in 1 million new applicants for the next 3 years, part of that allocation goes to the provinces for their nomination certificates. So Canada had to develop a system where they would still be issuing those provincial nominations, or they probably would come up short at the end of the year. So with the Federal Skilled Worker All Program Draws and also for the Federal Skilled Trade Draws, individuals, foreign nationals can be outside Canada, and so long as they meet the requirements for the comprehensive ranking score and score high enough, they would be eligible to get an invitation to apply. So factors that go into that include education, work experience, your language scores, family in Canada. There are a lot of factors that go into it. Your age is a very important factor. So those who are younger will receive more points towards the Federal Express Entry Comprehensive Ranking Score. So what happened on July 8th? Well, 3,900 invitations were issued, and they were issued to candidates in the pool with comprehensive ranking score, or CRS as it is abbreviated, of 478 points. So the CRS points have gone up. In March, the last draw that they had for all program on March 4th, the comprehensive ranking score was only 471. But the same amount of invitation to applies were issued, so 3,900 back in March. So 4 months later, they are now resuming the all program draws and issuing new invitations. This is the 22nd draw of 2020, and so far 53,800 invitations have been issued. So this is a really good number considering the fact that we are going through a pandemic and immigration has been quite slow. It's been delayed, and some programs, be it the provincial nomination or the pilot programs, have had some restrictions to them because of the travel issues and the Quarantine Act. Now, don't let the high score scare you from applying for express entry, because what I believe is that because there was such a backlog of applications, they had to increase the score to 478 to be able to take care of that backlog, because those individuals with that score would have been issued invitations throughout the last 4 months. But since there was a suspension of the Federal Skilled Worker Program, IRCC had to catch up. candidates would have had to have an express entry profile entered into the system prior to February 11th at 7:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you submitted an application after that, you wouldn't have been considered in this express entry draw, but that doesn't preclude you from being eligible for future draws, since now we know that there are going to be all program draws. As of July 6th, there were 143,628 candidates in the express entry pool. And as I mentioned before, 52,800 have already been issued invitations. So one thing, a lot of people have the misconception that you do need a job offer to apply under the Federal Skilled Worker Program. Well, that's incorrect. What a job offer does is essentially add points to your overall score. So if you don't have the necessary points in a particular category, which brings down your CRS scores, having a job offer will obviously increase that. As well, for candidates who are issued a provincial nomination, they are issued another 600 points, which essentially guarantees them to receive an invitation. Now, despite the coronavirus pandemic, Canada has been continuing to do their express entry draws previously. Now, these were targeted draws for provincial nomination applicants and for Canadian experience applicants, but they were conducted consistently every 2 weeks. Now, with Canada resuming all program draws, there are going to be more people that will be applying and more people that will be eligible. Now, we don't know whether the CRS points are going to drop for the next round of invitations or whether they will go up. This is something that we'll have to find out once the draw occurs. In any case, it is recommended that you submit your express entry application. With provinces, they may choose their own candidates, so the points that you may require for receiving a nomination from a province may be significantly lower than the 478, for example, in this draw. If you do receive an invitation, typically the express entry program takes 6 months for you to be granted the permanent residency for Canada. So we are anticipating in the next 6 months that the borders and travel restrictions will all end. So if you're somebody with a bachelor's degree, you may be eligible for express entry. In addition, if you have a master's degree and you score very high on the language tests, you may also be eligible under express entry. So I'm always going to recommend that you seek the services of a licensed immigration lawyer because they have the knowledge, the background, the experience, and the certification behind them to be able to navigate you through the entire process and let you know accurately whether you qualify and what you need to qualify. I hope you enjoyed the content of this video. Please hit that notification bell. If you think somebody would find this video informative, please share this video with them. And as always, don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button below. Till next time, see ya!